Hi guys. I just wanted to go over the process of cleaning the output relay in the Casio CZ series synthesizer. I actually have two of these. The CZ3000 I've had for a while, and the CZ1 I picked up yesterday from a thrift shop. And this thing is in like brand new condition. But, as is often a problem with these CZs, they have this relay and the output signal path on the same board as the audio outputs here, and this relay briefly disconnects the audio signal from the keyboard when you first switch it on, and that keeps the popping sound that will happen from reaching your speakers, and in some cases blowing them out if you have them cranked up too high. My Ensoniq doesn't have this. You turn it on and it pops, but this is something Casio did to eliminate that, and unfortunately, with age, those contacts on the relays get oxidized, and when you have oxidized contacts in your signal path, it just screws up your sound. You'll have channels dropping out left and right. Channels will be, they won't be balanced. It'll be scratchy. You might not have any sound. It just sounds terrible, and you wonder, like, is a capacitor dying? No, usually it's this relay. So, what I'm going to do here is take this thing apart and show you where the relay is, and I'm going to try to clean it with some of this Deoxit D5 spray. What I'm going to do is spray this on, this is slightly thicker than computer paper. It's not cardstock, but it's just like thick paper. I'm spraying it on here and saturating it, and then kind of rubbing it in between those contacts on the relay. I'm hoping that cleans off the oxidation. You can also bypass the relay. To do that, I'd have to find some data sheets and schematics to find out which pins to jump. You can also replace the relay, which is good, but I don't have a very good soldering iron, and after lifting a trace on my SQ80 replacing that battery, I think I want to wait until I have that before I try any further surgeries here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open her up. So the first thing you want to do is unscrew the 4 screws on this top panel. I'll just show you what I'm going to do. These two screws, this one but not this one here, that one, and that one, and that one. How many is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 screws. And when you get that off, then you want to unscrew these 3. 1, 2, 3. That will free up this output board and let you access the relay easier. Okay, now I've gone ahead and unscrewed all of these 3 before I open it. I'm thinking that'll just skip an extra step. Okay, this thing does not really open quite as elegantly as some synthesizers I've had, so bear with me here. There's not a hinge, it just kind of flops open, and because I don't want to scratch this thing because it looks like new, yeah, I see. I'm trying to put something back here to keep this thing just from falling off, Okay, that's precarious, but it's going to have to work. Okay, so you can kind of see how this works. There's not a hinge, but it just kind of seats itself like that. I want that to slip off, because if it slips off, it could pull some of these cables. You want to make sure this doesn't get in a bind here. Very clean in here, but it looks very different than my other synths. There's not nearly as many ICs that I can see that are visible. It looks kind of like the inside of a boombox rather than the inside of a computer. A lot of little jumpers and just a different look to it. Okay, so here's what we're concerned about here. This board pulls out, actually before I touch anything, I'm going to ground myself here. Not the best, but it'll have to do. Okay, kind of turn this thing out. And there's the problem child right there. This relay is what is oxidized and what is causing all of our problems. So we're going to try to pop that little plastic cover off and work some paper in there. Now, I did this yesterday, so it might come off easier now. Oh, this is hard to do with a phone. Okay. Oh, no. Whoa. Okay, I got the cover off. I just kind of worked the screwdriver under the corner and just popped it off, and it's right here. It doesn't have any clips on it. Curse you, Omron. So now I'm going to cut some paper, and this is the business end right here. Each one of those pins float in between two contacts, and we have to clean on top and on bottom on each side. Okay, this is what I'm going to use to clean the contact with. Go ahead and get my deoxit here and spray it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this stuff just blasts out of here. So I guess I'll just use this as my little repository. Oh, I hope I can do this. This is so tiny. So tiny. Oh, yeah. Hold on, let me focus this son of a bitch. There we go. I mean, you think about it, this tiny little thing is responsible for the sound output. It all goes through this relay. Okay, so I'm just going to keep doing this off camera. Just wanted to show what it looked like when it's under the contact and not just over it. Just like that. Now it's now it's over it. Just like that. And you know, just be as thorough as you can, because I'm taking this thing apart, putting it back together, plugging it in, trying it, and saying, oh, it's almost there. Just a pain in the butt. So take your time. Use plenty of spray. This stuff can't really hurt anything. What the heck is this thing? Anybody know? What is that? Not a rectifier. Huh. Yeah, take your time. Now I'm doing the other side. I guess each side is a channel. So maybe this is right, that one's left. I don't know. A few other things of interest in here. The CZ1, unlike my CZ3000, has a backlit LCD screen, and these wires here, the orange and white, go to that backlight panel. It's electroluminescent. It's driven by high voltage AC from this transformer. You know, it just goes to show this thing has basically never been used in almost 30 years. And inside it looks brand new, but oxidation can happen. It does not discriminate. Now I'm going to do something that I hope I don't regret. I'm actually going to switch on the keyboard with it open. I'm going to switch it on with it open so I can see that relay work. You know, working with something like this that's in such good condition is nerve-wracking. Okay. Make sure I get good focus on this thing. I'm going to flip the switch in a little bit here. Okay, here we go. Okay. When the synthesizer was off, these contacts were down, and now it's on. A few seconds after I switched it on, those contacts went up, so the relay is energized, and those contacts, that means the ones we really want to clean for the signal path are those on the top. So knowing that, I'm going to switch it back off and clean those top contacts a little bit more and make sure it's getting a good connection. And also, I mean, if those little pins, those little L-shaped hooks there are bent, then it might not be getting a good contact on it. So check that too. Now I'm going to switch it off. You should see the relay drop back down instantaneously. This is interesting. Look at this. You can actually see on here some of the wear from that scraping. You know, this is, I guess, what comes off of it. So I'm actually going to take my scissors and cut that off. Get a nice fresh piece here. Like I said, this stuff is harmless. It's not going to stain anything or short anything out, you know. So let's do those top contacts a little bit more. And even power cycling it like this is a good idea too. You'll get your technique down after a while of doing this. I just hope this takes care of it once and for all. Because I actually want to, well, I already Craigslisted the CZ3000. It doesn't seem to have this problem because I cleaned it yesterday and that took care of it. This one seems to be a bit more stubborn. So I want this to be the one that I keep because it has the backlit screen, it has more memory. You can actually name patches, velocity, aftertouch. Okay, I'm going to say that's enough. And that is about as clean as it can possibly be. Switch it on again just so y'all see what it does. Pop. And back off. Okay. So here is the top cover, and I can see I have some spray in there. Use a tablecloth, wipe it off. Okay. So like I said, this just kind of snaps back on here. Doesn't matter which way you put it. You have to be very coordinated to do this all with one hand. Okay. Good as new. So make sure that everything is connected. Now these cables are actually a little bit longer than on the CZ3000. Those popped out easier. Might even be able to get away with just taking this thing off and laying it back behind. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is, this thing's under my chin, by the way. You want to get this thing back screwed in by hand, and then using the screwdriver. Y'all don't need me to show you this. Okay, I got those back in. So now, just kind of go in reverse order. Get all 9 of those big screws back in. You know, one thing about deoxit, I did mention that, actually I didn't mention, I've used it before. When I got this Yamaha SY77, these buttons here, you know, the important ones, really did not work very well. You had to hit them 3, 4, 5 times. So I took this thing apart, which was an absolute pain in the ass because it has about 4 or 5 layers of circuit boards and about 1,000 screws and all these shields and connections. It took probably about 5 hours. And the last thing you get to, of course, is this top panel. So you take that off and you have all these little tact switches, and I really didn't expect it to work, but I just sprayed the hell out of them, you know, worked them real good, and the next day they worked fine, all of them. It fixed it. So it can take a little bit of time. I remember that immediately it didn't work immediately, but it's a little bit harder to work a relay than it is a button. Okay, let's see what she does. Okay, plenty of volume. Okay. See, no pop. It's definitely not bad. There was something else I want to show you. This thing came with a cartridge. I know that these alone can sell for about 50 bucks on eBay. I got this whole keyboard for 75. So that just gives you a lot of memory. Just hit cartridge. You can name them all. You know what? Oh, I hear a little bit. I hear a little bit. definitely an improvement. I mean, I'm about ready to call victory on this. Because normally I stand here in the middle of my speakers and I'll hear it on one side or the other. But now it's balanced, and that's something I never had before. So I think that might have done it, and like I said, the Oxid has kind of a delayed effect sometimes. So that little crackle I heard, I mean, that was also at about max volume when I heard that. So there might be other factors. You can see it's clipping. So this is definitely, I'm definitely on the right track at least. It might still be a little flaky. It might improve with time. If it doesn't, I guess I'll do it again. But, you know, that was it. It wasn't a capacitor. It wasn't the output jack. It's that relay. So I've had two Casio CZs and both have had this problem. So this is just an FYI, and hopefully this helps some people. Thanks for watching.